So yeah, hi Sai. So, which place
I
are you from?
I am currently in UK, but I am from India, like Hyderabad.
Cool. So you are from the engineering background, right?
Yeah, computer science, BTech.
Computer science, and that is what actually attracts you more towards algorithmic trading.
Not really. Actually, it all started with my father. So every father will say, "Don't go into like
Okay.
markets," but my father is very passionate about stock market. He is into
Okay.
long-term investing, but
Okay.
what happened was he was the one who asked me like do trading, at least learn investing and all that. So
Okay.
that is when I started, and I am currently working in a banking background, which is
Okay.
related to payments. Like
Okay.
shares and like settlements and all that. So I know all these terms, but I was never into markets till then. So once I entered, it was like 5 years back. I only did like majorly swing or like long term
Okay.
for majority of the time. I didn't do intraday. The intraday boom came very recently, but I started like around 2-3 years back. I
Okay.
tried once, it did not work out. I left the market. I again came back after 1 year. After 1 year, obviously I didn't know anything about like technicals or fundamentals. Or fundamentals is still fine, but technicals I never understood how price moves and all. So I started random trading like in stocks. Like I used to buy and I used to sell. So I blew my account like twice. It was not big amount. Thankfully, it was only 25,000. So I lost 50K. That is the max I lost. After that, I never lost any money. I was like finding any mentors who can specifically teach Indian markets. So previously, I only used to do like rule based. So I don't know how the shift happened, but psychologically, I understood that markets is a place where we won't lose money until unless you have proper risk management and proper money management in place. So I started having like creating multiple accounts, multiple sources of incomes. What I did was one is a swing trading account, which basically I'll do only swings in that, and one is like long-term portfolio, which my dad manages it. I don't do it much. One, I have multiple small cases and mutual funds, just diversified investments in that, and the active trades, whatever I am currently doing, are majorly at the moment are major. Mostly, I'll only do Bank Nifty or Nifty.
Okay.
That is options. I don't do futures because the risk is a bit high. Because sometimes the stop loss is like 2,500, 3,000, 4,000. So I don't do futures. I only do it on options because I understood I understand what is delta, how to keep an SL based on the number of coins, how it shifts and all. So I was mostly doing ATM at that time, but when I learned about like different things on options, I started also playing around with out of the money.
Okay.
If the market goes sideways, like maybe strangles and straddles, and I have on those. So those things I am currently doing as well. And apart from that, majorly I started commodity, and I'm seeing US 30 like Dow Jones. Those are the two markets which I'm currently seeing. But these are the main things. One, I have an algo account. The algo account, it is inspired by IT Jagan's strategy. It's not completely IT Jagan's
Okay.
strategy. I modified a bit because his rules were bit. I think he did not. I felt he did not say completely what he's currently doing. So I kind of backtested what he gave, and I understood because I was in the markets for very long. I understood how days behave,
Okay.
like Monday, how it behaves, Tuesday, how it behaves. Based on that, I modified the strategy. I um, uh, changed some rules, and then I deployed that strategy. Currently, I am planning to write that Python code. I wrote for one leg, like only for one leg. I need to write it for the hedges and other stuff.
Okay.
I'm using the Quantiply at the moment to do that.
Okay.
So they charge like around.
You're using like Python coding to automate your trades, and the backend service that you're using is Quantify.
No. I won't be using Quantiply if I write the Python code. So
Okay.
Python code is only written for one leg. So I
Okay.
take 12 legs in a day. Um, If it is on a Wednesday or a Thursday, I take around 12 trades. So I only wrote it for one. So currently what I have to do is I need to start updating the same place, like the file where I have to give the entries. So I have to update that. So I did not write the code, the for loop logic and all that stuff. So I need to write that part. Currently looking into that. So if that is there, I will completely move out of Quantiply and only do Python based. Because Python based is generally faster. It gives the direct SDK, and all these brokers, either it is TradeRun or Quantiply or anyone, they only do it via the REST API calls. So REST API calls are generally slower when compared to Python.
We are also personally using REST APIs. So
REST API is bit slower. Like you'll just have a minor change in the backtested report, how we backtested and how the result will be. Not major, but that's the only that.
Yeah. So then, if possible, let's quickly have a look at the kind of way that how you trade crude oil, and you are currently trading on the long side in crude, and we see that crude is also giving some sort of a good bullish side.
Can share my
screen.
Yeah,
I'll just make you the co-host.
Yeah. See it?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the trade.
Okay.
And it's currently running as $90. The risk was around $20, which I took. Okay. Initial target, as per this chart, basically I am mostly trading patterns in crude. So I was not very confident over here to take long, so I waited like maybe it will come for a retest. Okay. So I entered over here around the retest area. So this was my entry, and this was the SL below the red candle. And this was my first target. The second target is hit at the moment. So the risk was $20 because I don't trade every day on crude. So currently what I'm doing is I have around $1,200. I started with $1,200. So what I'm doing is the 1% risk is like $12, but I don't get trades every day. So yeah. I just increased the risk appetite like 1.5%, so to $20, and started taking those trades. So that is how most probably I'll just look for patterns, and I'm also checking the VWAP. That is one thing. If it is above the VWAP, that is a good thing, which I saw like over here. When it took the support, it was a VWAP point and as well as a trend line. So I was confident to take this entry. So this is one thing, and I am also checking if there are any pivot breaks. So when this pivot break happened, I just trailed my SL to cost. I left it overnight. So that is good, right?
Perfect. So it's basically like the same logic that I also use. So I also make a trade on the same principles. Cool. So on average, like what are the risk reward ratios that you check out for when it comes to trading?
Minimum 1:2 is my target. After that, I just keep trailing. Like this is my 1:2 point, I believe. Yeah, 1:2.3. So post that, how much ever it gives, I'll just mark the levels. If it reaches and if it breaks, then I'll just keep trailing. Like this was my final target as per the plan. But if it is still going, why not trail it? So I'm just trailing it. I'm not averaging the thing because I don't know how averaging works in crude at the moment. So I'm not averaging much. I'm just taking the trade and going
just holding. Perfect. So yeah. So in this particular case, I really don't think you'll have to exit because things are kind of actually CPRing.
Correct. Yeah.
Like it's just going to take above 100.
Yeah, mostly I liked crude when compared to gold or anything else, gold or natural gas, because there is a lot of gaps in natural gas.
Yeah, liquidity is also lesser, I feel.
Liquidity is also very less when compared to that. So I did not like gold or natural gas much, but crude oil is something which I found good. So that is something.
Yeah, and another important aspect is that like sizing the positions become easier.
Yeah, it's very easy. Actually, it is very easy in any foreign accounts. It's tough in India because you need to take a minimum of one lot.
Correct.
But sizing in any foreign account is very, very easy, and even compounding also gets very easy because you can do it for the exact amount. Like if you get $100 now, you can exactly do it for $1,300 in the next trade, like 13 into 2, like $26 directly as a compounded for the next trade, rather than
you have micro lots also, right? You can actually take points.
I can also take micro lots on top of this.
So I guess 0.01, 0.02, everything can be done. That is not possible in Indian market.
Yeah, 0.1 is the least.
0.1 is the least. Okay, so in fact, like one of the accounts that we have with my Forex funds, one of the funded accounts, you can even take 0.01 lots.
Oh, 0.01, I think it is allowed in Forex, but not in commodities. I think in this it is allowed.
Okay.
This is 1,000 is the least for this also. You are first.
So on average, like when it kind of comes to a weekly basis, how many trades do you get based on these classical chart patterns, breakouts?
I mostly don't trade every day. So most probably I think around 2 trades, 2 or max 3. Nothing more than that.
That's perfectly fine.
If it hits SL for the day, I don't re-enter or I don't check any other things. I'll simply go for the next day, like wait for next day and then take entry. So that's how I was mostly trading. Like even if you see the like major things are like from crude only, like $58, 12.
Rather than trading US 30.
I'm mostly trading in US 30 and crude. That is the only thing which I liked in the entire thing. So
yeah, see, something I just wanted to mention is Sai is from UK, and so he can trade in anything he wants. Okay, so US 30, like, could you just see? I personally don't trade US 30, but I use US 30 as a confluence to trade. What do you say? To trade
crude, right?
Yeah. So could you just help me understand, like, what are the logics that you look out for in US?
Same, like the same logic. So whatever I'm currently using, that is the same logic. So if you see this was the trade which I took. This was a channel. So it was in a channel, and this was the entry. SL was below the candle. I just waited till here, and over here, this was the breakdown entry. I took this entry and left it overnight. This was the $100 thing. I think it was like 5% down or something. I did not book it here. I booked somewhere here. But, around 4% is what I got. So mostly trend line breakouts, and if there is a retest, or if there is a consolidation breakout and a retest failure, I will take the reversal. So over here, I would have taken the reversal, but I did not see the market. So
got it. So it's basically also it is more or less like your price action and so that you're looking out for.
Mostly price.
Something I forgot.
I'm also checking. VWAP also works in this. So I'm just checking if it is below VWAP, or so if this is a perfect point to enter actually, and SL above the top, you would have got like 1:3 or 1:4. So that is the major thing. Mostly I'm trading because over here what happens is Dow doesn't follow previous day high, previous day low concept like Nifty or Bank.
Continuously active, right? And
it is continuously active. So even if you keep something like previous day high or low, it's not majorly impacting anything. So sometimes it just reverses from there. So pivot points I did not find much use, but VWAP and any channel or any triangle pattern breakout that works really well in Dow.
Because any reverse futures are traded 24/7. So even though the markets are not
US futures are Dow futures are generally traded 24/7.
So that market it doesn't make any sense to look at previous day high or low. Doesn't in fact come into
doesn't make any sense. Correct. Yeah, that didn't work out. That only works in Nifty and Bank Nifty, but it doesn't work out for us.
Here that logic really doesn't apply because it's like 24/7. Futures traded 24/7. So in fact, like this was one question that I had when I was just getting started. Like, how is Dow? Like, how do you kind of actually see? So, for example, like, see that is Dow Jones futures. Like, by having a look at Dow Jones futures, So many times we see that okay, if Dow Jones futures are kind of really being negative, so maybe after some time, like our markets also see some sort of a selling coming. So I was just kind of actually wondering, okay, how is
not small sellings, like something like this might not impact, but if it is like very big candle, something like this, I think it will definitely impact the market.
So do you
in terms
see
of
the correlation? Like currently, are you seeing the correlation?
I don't check both when I'm trading. I understand like Nifty and Bank Nifty price action really well, so I don't check internal. Sometimes I check only the banking charts. Like I have the banks all over here, so I check what are the banks doing. If it is any similar condition, I trade on the banks. But I don't check US 30 in specific or DAX when it opens. I just check what it is doing. Maybe because if my position is already open post 1:30 2 o'clock, I check what is DAX or US 30 doing. But I don't check the correlation and trade, and that's not how I will.
Got it. And and one more thing, Sai, like you just got started with crude quite recently. It's been, I guess, only like 3-4 months, right?
Yeah.
And when did you join our community? I guess like 5 months back. Not even 5-4 months back, right?
4 months. 3-4 months. I need to check the group when we created.
So it's in December, right? So December means Jan, Feb. Yes, basically 3 months.
Yeah, December. Yeah.
Correct, 3 months. So somebody was actually just getting started with crude oil trading. So what are the things? So you also just got started in trading crude recently. So what are the things that you feel are like most relevant?
I think our community helps a lot because what happens is majorly we speak about Bank Nifty or Nifty only. There are very few people who generally trade crude.
So in fact, like people who trade crude oil is very less. Now, to be honest, like I personally trade crude just because of the fact that I was a crude oil trader. So futures, okay. I was purely trading.
I never found anyone who actually trades crude. Even when the main reason I joined the course was to trade crude and forex because I know Nifty and Bank Nifty. I follow mostly price action. I don't do rule based except on Thursdays where our discussed that strategy everyone will do, like which you have it on YouTube, right? Everyone does the same thing. Everyone does. Even if you say like they won't do it, every option seller will go on a Thursday and does the same. They don't talk about it, but most probably they'll say I'm doing a strangle, but when you see the strike price, it will be around 40 only, 40, 45.
So basically, so I'll just tell you the reason why I put that video on YouTube. Okay, so I kind of actually attended a seminar that they kind of actually charged me some 50K or something for that seminar. And it was actually kind of mentioned some fancy names. A lot of fancy names were there. You predict the range, you predict a lot of stuff. Okay, a lot of fancy names were there. But then at the end of the day, what they were kind of actually just doing is they were just kind of selling like 35 rupee call and put.
Yeah, whatever strategy you do, when you see gamma, delta, theta, everything, it will come to that premium only. It will come to
exactly. So at the end of the day, you do a lot of calculations. You do that. You kind of find the ITM probability. You cross check it with the delta values, and finally you kind of actually come and say, okay, this is the strike that you should sell. That is the strike that you should sell.
Option. Yeah.
Basically,
that's what we're
doing is see. If you are someone who can look into the market, sell a 40 rupees triangle. Perfect. If you are someone who doesn't want to look, sell something like a 20 rupees triangle, keep a double stop loss down. Either you lose, either you make like a 40 rupee or you don't lose anything.
Correct.
Either way, one of the strikes will go at zero.
At zero, yeah.
Else you will be like so unlucky that both the sides your stop losses are getting returned. And
20, I don't think so.
20 rupees. See, else the move should happen like really fast. That is like within the first 1 hour or within the first 1.5 hours itself, Bank Nifty should slide down pretty sharp and pick up really down. But still, you just lose like a 40 points, right? Your odds of winning are like pretty high.
Correct.
So then, what do you say? This ultimately but right now I'll tell you like there's many people who are into triangles. Many people are doing strangles because they realize, okay,
many are into strangles.
Yeah, so because now people started realizing, okay, what is realistic and what is not realistic. That is, people have an idea, because there are many people who are kind of actually behind all these fantasies, like, okay, I can make 100% return in a month, 200% in a month. But now people are kind of actually coming to the ground. They understand the ground reality, because majority of the people in the market, they started trading during the corona crash, and everybody gets in with the feeling
within a day or two. Within a day or two on corona crash time. So that is something which we can't because it was like that for me as well. What happened was, when I started with option buying, like everyone does. You see very good money with a small capital of like 10,000, 15,000. You see money getting double, and obviously when theta hits you, that entire money goes up. And even if you do risk management, whatever you do, because the probability of an option buyer is only 33%, it is very, very tough to stay consistent with a very big capital. So that is something.
So basically, you also got started purely with buying options, and now you're
purely with buying options. Once that doesn't, I understood that will not suit me. I moved on to option selling. I was very comfortable in option selling, and then I did some spreads for the margin benefit and all. And I also tried some positional strategies in Nifty, like strangles in Nifty. So that is something which I'm currently doing, in multiple.
Yeah. So Sai, like, something very interesting about your case is you are more or less active in all the segments. Now you also track crypto. That is, so you kind of also trade. Are you trading cryptocurrency right now?
No, I don't trade crypto. I invest in cryptos. I take out the levels and see where to invest. Yesterday only I invested. It was 15% of. Okay. I averaged the position. Yes. Yeah.
What did you buy? ETH?
Bitcoin. It was 15% up. Yeah.
Okay.
In one day.
Got it. So yeah, that's perfect. And so I just wanted to ask, okay, so you are also into NFTs. So you told me that cryptocurrency, though you are only investing, right?
Yeah.
So you're also into NFTs. So what do you think has a better potential at this moment? So is it NFTs, ones with good utility, or so considering the fact that majority of the coins out there are trading at a discount of almost 50%, so which one do you think? Could you name some cryptocurrencies, some coins that you feel has a potential, and some projects that you're personally tracking?
I think in terms of crypto, I'll still feel it is always a risky money bet. So whatever you're okay to lose is what I will put, not more. So only like 5 to 10% of my salary only goes there. Remaining entire thing will go either in Indian markets or mutual funds or any small cases like that only. So maximum 5 or 10% is the allocation. So in that 10%, what I do is, like, once it increases the capital, and if I have the enough money to buy an NFT, I'll go and buy any NFTs. So again, we can't really say like which one will do good, because NFTs and crypto, both like coins, both have a correlation. So when one is going, obviously the bull market starts, then bull market will start for NFTs also. Like currently, the only problem with the NFTs which I foresee is a lack of liquidity, and everyone wants that quick money. So everyone will come buy. They will just flip it off before even the release. They will not even wait for utility. That's how people started making money. So obviously, everyone will start looking to do that. Even if you go to a YouTube tutorial also, people will start saying you don't stick to the long term, you just flip the money and you come out of it, is what they will say. So if the project has a really good potential, if it has a good community which is built behind it, then I think it should be a case where we need to hold it for a long term. NFTs on utility basis is something which we will have a lot of them going forward. So I think it has a huge potential. That is one thing. And in terms of coins, I only invest in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. I don't invest in anything else, any meme coins or anything, unless I know personally, like what discussed. Apart from that, I don't invest in anything else.
Which are the coins that you're investing right now?
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Mana, XRP, Solana, Chiliz, Matic, Avax.
Okay.
That is something which I'm planning to add, but it's just a browser, so I'm not exactly sure on doing that. Yeah, these are the 8 currently, which I do it on an SIP basis. So every month I put some allocation out of the 10% of the salary. I put some allocation and then I keep it within.
That's pretty great. So that means like you're doing SIP into crypto also.
Yeah, that's how it is going on, and they are either staked or in a fixed deposit involved. So I get some kind of an interest on top. It's not more, but
perfect.
Okay,
so
something or
into something pretty interesting. And now I just wanted to say, like, considering the fact that you have become the flavor of the week, we would actually be kind of taking you forward for an evaluation, like with Livelong Forex. And upon clearing that, like, so the conditions are pretty simple, and as far as your kind of concern is going to be easy for you to clear through also. So straight away you'll be getting a funded account of $1,000, and post that, upon reaching some sort of a benchmark, we'll be upgrading your account to like $5,000.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. So that's pretty much about it, Sai. So thanks a lot. So thank you for your time. Okay. So
thanks
a lot. I'll just guide you with what all we would kind of actually be updating you from our side, what you should be doing next for the fresh info.